Alright, what's up you guys? Welcome to another episode of Sharktober, as today we're going to be taking a look at a very fitting aesthetic into the Sharktober or October theme, as we have the Tick figures released by Bandai in 1994, and this is inspired by the Tick animated series. Now, for those who haven't seen the Tick animated series, it very much fits the realm of Halloween. You have a bunch of characters in a town wearing all these costumes, and they're all superheroes, and I figured what better way than to go back and look at these figures. And I know there are a lot more figures included within this Bandai line, and I hope to complete it someday in the future. But for now, I really just wanted to get the two main characters, which is Tick and Arthur. So let's go ahead and take a look at Arthur first, and then we'll take a look at the Tick. Alright, so looking at Arthur first, it's a pretty cool looking figure. I mean, I forgot, I think he's supposed to be a moth or a butterfly. Oh, man, my memory is not serving me well right now. But I just like the fact that it's just an all-white figure with very, very, very minimal sculpting. Articulation, not too much. He does have a few gimmicks here and there involving the butterfly joints or the wing spans that you see in the back, which can flap. I mean, it does have like a gimmick there, so you can push that, which is pretty cool. Head sculpt is fine, very simple. He's got the bunny ears, I suppose, so I know they mention it in the cartoon what he's supposed to be, but honestly my memory just slipped. But it's a very nice looking figure, and his character portrayal in the cartoon is very nice. He's very humble. I think he worked as an accountant or finance or something like that, and he just wanted to become a superhero, so he like quit his job or something like that. Otherwise, the entire figure is just very standard, very minimal sculpting. The mold is just kind of sculpted the way it is in terms of bent knees. There's no articulation by the ankles or anything, and the hands at least came out fine, but you know, there's all just standard sculpted molds, and he does have the strap right there in the middle, but it's all just colored white. So I also want to mention I do like the buggy white eyes, so that's a great attention to detail, and then the mask and the very subtle head sculpt with his mouthpiece to kind of giving you an idea of what he can kind of look like underneath. So that's pretty cool. So, and he does have ears on the side. Even the back of the wings, there's not much detail, but I do like how it shines in the sunlight. Otherwise, it's a great looking figure for what it is in 94, but I hope to get the rest soon in the collection. So that is Arthur. Up next, we're going to be taking a look at the Tick, and this is one of those figures where he has the famous catchphrase where he screams the word spoon. That's just what he does whenever he goes into action, and this guy is just goofy. His comedic one-liners is just so awesome. Now, before I get to the actual figure itself, I do want to talk about how I'm very disappointed that the blues on this kind of faded over the years. When I first bought this figure, it was all in unison, same color blue. It was, you know, pristine, very nice colored figure, but over the years, the torso discolored, making him look more aqua and teal compared to the lighter blue arms and legs. So, like I said, I did buy this in package, and the blues were all together, but over the years it just faded. So I'm very sad and disappointed that this happened, but I guess based on Google reviews and people who have owned this figure, I guess it's a common factor that this happens to the figure. So it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. So now looking at the Tick's face, I do love his bulky facial expression, his goofy eyes, one bigger, one smaller, and he does have his Tick ears, which is pretty cool, and then the blue big chin, kind of have like the crimson chin from Fairly Odd Parents, which is nice. Ears on the side, and yeah, even just watching the cartoon, I think he's probably one of my favorite heroes too. I think I can relate to him on so many levels because I actually love this humor, and it's something I did not pick up when I was younger, but until I watched it when I was older. I do like the teeth and all that stuff, and just the sculpting came out pretty well. The torso does have some muscle definition because in the cartoon he is pretty beefy, so I do like that. Again, I'm just disappointed that the colors faded, so I wish I had reviewed this figure back when the blues were intact, but I mean, what can you do now? The arms are very basic, got some slight muscle definition there, which is fine. Legs, slight muscle definition there too, but no knee articulation or ankles or leg articulation, so just more like a slight swivel by the waist, but nothing too much there. And then the back, you can see the gimmick. I think you're just supposed to hold it and move it left and right, but whatever. Nice butt cheeks. Muscle definition is all straightforward. Otherwise, it's a really, really, really great figure in terms of it's simple, it's classic, and it gives you that Tick vibe. And I hope to get all the other figures down the line, but for now, this will do. So, pretty awesome figure. So that is the Tick. Alright, you guys, so that was the Tick figures, as we have the Tick and Arthur released by Bandai in 1994 by the animated series, also called The Tick. If you haven't seen that cartoon, I highly suggest you watch it. It is fantastic. It's probably one of my favorite cartoons within the 90s era, and it's very underrated, and it's just, the humor is fantastic. If you haven't seen it, just go ahead and check it out. You might enjoy it for what it is. And like I mentioned before in the beginning of the episode, there are more figures and more superheroes to aid these heroes, but for now, once I complete that, I'll do like a part 2 continuation to this video, but for now we'll just keep it with these two figures. So once again, we have the Tick and Arthur. So I want to thank you guys all for watching. Be sure to give a like and subscribe for more reviews during Sharktober, and I'll talk to you all in the next episode.